You went after LeBron James, tweeting money over morals for the king. That's his nickname. And they really do shut up and dribble when the big boss says so. What is it about LeBron James in particular that led you to single him out on his unwillingness to criticize China?
Obviously, not just him. I did criticize many other athletes, but like when it comes to him, obviously he is the face of NBA. And when Daryl Morey tweeted something about it 2 years ago, when the media asked him about it, he said, "Well, he's not educated enough," and also it did hurt. He said Daryl hurt the league, and league's been having a tough times and stuff. That really, opened my eyes. I just couldn't believe it, But obviously, before everything, he is pretty much the face of Nike, and Nike is the biggest sponsor of the NBA. And to me, the important thing is I want to tell not just him, but like all the athletes, you need to educate yourself before you put your signature on a paper and sign these millions of dollars of deals with these companies where they are pretty much like modern day slavery, where they're using slave labor in sweatshops. And to me, it was a hypocrisy when an athlete talks about social justice issues, but when it comes to Nike or China, they remain silent. So to me, it was very, very hard scene to see. So I was like, I have to say something about it.
But wait, do you think the problem is that LeBron James doesn't know about China's human rights abuses?
So I'm not sure. The thing is, I need to sit down and have a conversation with him. And I hope he does, and I'm sure he does. But it's just like I said again, he's not the only one. You see, there's so many athletes, out there are making millions of dollars from these companies, which are bowing to China. So I feel like they need to, if they're not educated, they need to sit down with someone and educate themselves.
There's no way that LeBron James at this point does not know about the ethnic genocide in China and the forced labor. And that Nike uses, though it denies it. Don't you think the more likely scenario is he just chooses not to make that an issue for himself, and that the checks keep getting cashed, and it's just too lucrative a deal?
I mean, that's what I said. I was like, morals over money, principles and values over money. I couldn't sleep at night when I know that my brothers and sisters are going through, genocide. I couldn't sleep at night. So I'm hoping in my heart that he just doesn't know. I'm sure he does, but in my heart, I'm just hoping that he doesn't know, because a human being cannot wear those shoes or wear those items and go out there and play when they know that what people are going through pretty much a genocide, because there is so much blood and sweat and oppression of those items. So it's just unacceptable.
Mm-hmm. LeBron James in November was asked about your criticism. He said, you are not someone he will give his energy to. He went on to say that you had an opportunity to speak with him after a game, but instead you walked by him in the hallway. He said you're trying to use him to create an opportunity for yourself. Your response?
It's unbelievable, because first of all, I did see him on the court, but the tunnel thing, I actually stopped to take a picture with a kid, and he was the one literally was behind me and walked right past me. And my assistant coach was with me. But I'm not gonna just go back and forth. Oh, you saw me? Oh no, I just want to have a sit down and conversation with him and ask him about and how. I don't. The important thing is we need to find a way to these athletes to join the right cause.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when we're going to have the real change. Criticizing obviously is important. It wakes people up. The important thing is what can I do to make, these, superstars like, Steph, or LeBron, or Kevin Durant, or this, not just the sport athlete, but sports world. But
it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. And by the way, before I get into my example, are you going to try to speak with him tomorrow night at the game?
I hope so. That's my goal, because I do want to sit down and have a conversation with him, because once other joins, it's going to be even a bigger cause.
Great. I look forward to seeing how that goes. But you're right. It's not that hard. I mean, we're seeing the Women's Tennis Association do it right now. The head of the organization say we will not be playing any tournaments in China, and that until we find out what happened to missing tennis player Peng Shuai, and all the nonsense about people having spoken to her, the IOC saying, "Oh yeah, we've spoken to her." No one has reason to believe what they're saying. They've covered for China for a long time, IOC. But it's not only IOC, and I've been very critical in the past of Naomi Osaka for other reasons. To her credit, she spoke out directly on behalf of Peng Shuai, saying we need real answers. So did Serena Williams. So these are the biggest stars in tennis, and in particular women's tennis, having no qualms about calling out China, and it does hurt their bottom line. But LeBron James, who's very outspoken on other issues, and the others, he's not the only one, you're right, won't say anything. So what's the matter? Because they're already multimillionaires. You know what I mean? How many millions do they need?
I mean, first of all, every major, association in America should take notice about what WTA is doing. I mean, I applaud their courage, and I just wish that, not just them, if the other leagues, other organizations started to join, Women's Tennis Association, it's going to bring a real change. That's what we need to do. And, you see, that's how, it's like Serena Williams, almost like that's the athletes that we need to look up to. Those are so important persons to just, they are standing up for what's right. They don't care about the millions of dollars coming from China, endorsement deals, this and that. They're standing up for the right things. And I feel like that's what we all need to do.
I can understand if an athlete doesn't want to get political at all, just wants to make it about the basketball. Like that, to me, makes some sense. But if you're going to be an activist, I mean, it does seem a little odd to let this be the one country you won't say anything about.
There's a difference, between being political and standing up for human rights. I never, my whole, time, I never said, oh, we should vote for this guy. We should stand up for. No, I'm only saying what you see all my interviews. I'm saying standing up for human rights, stand up for democracy, stand up for human rights. Let's be the voice of innocent people out there, not just in America, but all over the world. So I don't do politics. I do human rights. There is the big difference. So I'm inviting all these athletes, not just athletes, but you see like hypocrite, actors like John Cena or like many other people out there are just like scared to say something.
It was crazy.